Hey, welcome to Color Up. So do I really hate the 3-point Molly? Not really. I mean, I have in fact recently made it the standard, which I compare all strategies against here on my channel. So hate is a strong word, but do I play the 3-point Molly? No, I do not, and I'll explain why in this video. So if I don't play the 3-point Molly, or I hate the 3-point Molly, why is it the standard and it now shows up in all of my videos? Well, I have done my research. I've read all the books. I'm going to show you some of my books out here, just so you can kind of see, maybe see your favorite out here. I got some of my favorites and whatever. There's very few though that do not recommend the 3-point Molly. I know really John Patrick is one. Zeke, I'm not sure about this one. This one is one of my favorite books, but it does, 3-point Molly. I know this guy doesn't like come bets at all. But the majority of books and the majority of professionals, you go on Michael Shackelford, genius mathematician. Mathematically, the best way to lose at this game is the 3-point Molly, or necessarily the 3-point don't would be ever so slightly better house edge. But they always talk about the house edge, the best bet to play. So that's why it's the standard on my channel going forward. But why don't I listen to all this great advice and the professionals and not follow the standard? Well, let me show you what I think. So after all my years of playing and the research I've done, my personal theory is that whatever money you outlay for a shooter, you recoup it as soon as possible, and that way you're playing with casino winnings, and from there you try to make a big win. The big problem I have with the 3-point Molly is it takes so long, or what I mean by so long is so many rolls just to recoup your money. I mean, if you're going to have a really long roll, 3-point Molly, love it. But how often do we see the big long roll, right? The average roll lasts 8.5 rolls. So for me, I like to try to get my money back before the eight rolls, right? Otherwise, you're kind of on borrowed time. The 7 is always due once in every 6 rolls, so you never know when it's coming. You just can't bank on the long rolls. So let me kind of play this out for you. Let's look at a $10 table, and then we'll do the standard 3, 4, 5 times odds. All right, and I'm just going to simulate. I'm not going to roll anything. Let's just kind of play this out a little bit. Let's say the 9 rolls. All right, and maybe I should keep track of our rolls here. So, let me grab some chips over here. All right, we're 1 roll into this guy. Well, all the experts say you got to max out your odds. So 4 times. So we can do $40 in odds, and we're going to do a $10 come bet. We roll the dice. Let's say we roll an 11. We got our second roll. We roll 11. That's awesome. That's one of the benefits of having a come bet, right? You get that first roll 7 or 11 advantage. We take advantage of that. We just score 10 bucks. Cool. All right, we roll again. This time we roll a 6, so our come bet moves to the 6. All right, well, let me don't forget, that's our 3rd roll. Now we're going to add, we can do 5 times odds. We're going to add $50 in odds, and we're going to make a $10 come bet. Now, one of the big advantages of the come bet is it wins, right? It has that big advantage, 2-to-1 advantage for the first roll. But do you want the 7 to roll here? No, because we would win 10, but we would lose these 2 bets. So we don't want the 7 to roll. Okay, the 7 doesn't roll. Cool. The 5 rolls. Now we can add $40 in the odds here. Oh, let me mark another roll. So where are we at? We've got 10, 20, 30 and our flat bets. We got 50 plus 40 plus 40. So we're in it for 4 rolls. They've worked out so far. We've got $160 at risk. Well, we've won 10, so let's say 150. And depending on what number, you have a little more or less, but usually you're in it for about $150. We've got half the numbers covered, so you can't assume that, or I should say only half the numbers, so you can't assume we're always going to just keep rolling our numbers right back. So let's say they don't. I'm going to be somewhat generous in this example. We roll a 10. That's not one of our numbers. Now we roll a 5. Cool. That's one of our numbers. Let me mark the 5. or I'm sorry, we'll go with a 6. So this bet comes down. We're going to win 60 for our odds, $10 for our flat bet, so we win $70. So we're going to set this $70 aside and leave $10 in the come. Remember, we had about 150 invested, so we've got our 100 and 10, 20, we've got 130. So even at this point, we're a loser, right? We're going to lose money if there is a 7. Because the 7 is going to pay back $10 here, but we're going to lose these bets here. All right, this time a 4 rolls. This is going to travel to the 4. Here we're allowed 3 times odds, so we'll do $30. You notice I pulled it out of here. Let's more accurately pull it out of here. So we'll have $30 in odds here, $10 coming, and now we're back. We've only got $100 pulled aside here, so we still got over $50 at risk here. Well, I don't need a come bet. There we go, just because I've already got my 3 points. So let's say the 6 rolls, another roll. You know, more than likely, I don't know, we don't got a whole lot of numbers covered. I'm gonna give another roll, let's say the 12 rolls. I'm not trying to trick this or anything, it's just kind of a reality a little bit. And then now let's say that the 9 rolls. Awesome, we've hit our point. Again, 40 back there is gonna pay 60 in odds, 10 for the flat. Our puck is gonna go off, so we can rack this up. So right now, 100, we've got our 150 plus some red here, so we're definitely in a profit at this point. But remember, once we roll a point, we're gonna have to add more in odds. But notice our roll count. So we're up to 10. We're gonna roll a 5, which is cool. We hit one of our numbers. Now the odds are off by default, so those are just gonna get returned to us. But the 10 does come down and get paid. So let's go ahead and add $40 in odds behind our 5. And then we've only got 2 points, so let's get $10 coming. So now where are we at? We're 150. So we do have our profit. We're at about $200. We've got our $50 in profit, but we're on roll 11. We're gonna roll another number. It goes to the 8, we roll the 8. Guess what? We gotta throw on $50 in odds. Oh, there goes some of our profit. Now we're back to about $150 there. So now we're back down to 0 profit. We've just now broken even. We're on roll 12. Now you might say, well, yeah, you simulated the rolls, you didn't roll it out. But think about it, I only did like, what, maybe 2 or 3 wasted rolls. Essentially, so far it's been a perfect 12 rolls where we've hit our number basically every time except for those couple times that I purposely missed the roll. So you need this strategy to roll your numbers and just roll perfectly and for a long time for it to work. And you'll kind of notice when the standard rolls at the end of each of my strategy videos, just pay attention to how many times it actually ends up in the negative or loses money. And that is because while these are amazing bets, they all, once you add odds, are below 1% house edge. Amazing mathematical bets. The problem is just the time that it takes to recoup the money that you have to invest up front. If you have an evening where all the rolls are 10 plus, 10, 15, 18, 12, you got an 8, here and there, and then a 20, you're gonna have a lovely night, you're gonna color up and walk away happy. But if the roll's 8.5 on average, so you're gonna see the 3 roll, the 4 roll, the 12 roll, the 6 roll, the 14 roll, the 2 roll, the 3 roll. That's just how the game works. You're gonna be a loser. So there's with simulated. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 1 roll pass through, just kind of show you how it works with real random rolls. And maybe it makes a difference, maybe it doesn't. But really just like any strategy, you gotta have your numbers to roll in order to win. But for this particular strategy, and in my opinion, it just takes too many dang numbers that you need to roll for you to win. All right, real quickly, that's $300. Essentially, that's enough for 2 shooters, right? Because each one's gonna cost about $150 at a $10 table. And here we go, let's see what happens. Oh, I forgot my line bet. $10. We roll a yo, that's gonna be just an immediate winner. That's the benefit, right? Get a huge advantage for the come out roll on these bets, come bets. There's a 12, we gave it right back. Here we go. 6, easy. 6 is going to be our point. Let me mark that up. It's going to take $50 in odds, and then we're going to get $10 coming. And here we go. 6, easy. See, this is perfect how you want it to go. So 50 is going to win 60 back here. 10 in the front. Come bet's going to move up. Puck's going to go off. We can rack all this up. And here we go. 3 craps. That's a loser on the pass line. Yo, 11, all right. Playing a little back and forth. That's a quick win. See that 6, so we can win there. Not going to happen. We got an 8. That's a good number for us. Mark the 8, so $50 in odds. And let's go ahead and get $50 back on odds on our 6. $10 coming. All right, here we go. 4 the hard way, 4 hard. So I'm just going to travel, and we can do 30 in odds here. So we got the 4, 6, and 8 working for us. They got to roll. There's the 10, easy 10. Yo, 11. 3 craps. See, now you're starting to worry about roll count, right? Because we really haven't won much money off this shooter. 3 craps. 10 the easy way, 10 easy. 8 point hit, there we go. So we're going to win 60 and 10. Puck is going to go off. Rack that up. Our odds are off. You can turn them on if you want, but you don't want to lose them to that 7. 8 easy. So we're right back on that 8. So we won 60, but now we're putting the 50 right back out in odds. Or essentially we won 70. All right, here we go. So you kind of only net $20 there, but we rolled our 8. So hey, we are on a hot streak, and this is what you need for this to win. Puck will go off. Rack this up. And essentially the break-even point is you've got to hit at least two points with full odds to get your money back out of this system, right? Because how all these play $70. So if you can get 2 hits is $140, essentially costs you $150. So between 2 and 3, if you can hit 2 to 3 numbers, you're okay. If you can't hit at least the 2, you're losing money. But I think that's like our 3rd. So hey, we're in great shape. Here we go, coming out. Same hot shooter, right back on that 8, shooting 8s. But that's really the break-even point, if you think about it, is 2 is real close. You're not losing but a couple bucks. 3 is when you're finally in the profit. So you got to nail 3 points, essentially. So there's the 7. I will say we would have had $50 in odds. So to be fair, got to take that down. And that was a pretty good roll. We hit 0 points, so we should be in a profit here. So where are we at? 1, 200, 225, 250, 275, 300. So we got a profit. All that money, how much profit do we have? We've got 50 or 25. We got a $50 profit. So we went from 300 to 350. So that was a heck of a roll. We hit multiples of our points. We won 50 bucks. You know, most would say, wow, that was an amazing roll. You hit all these points. For me, it's a little tough to go, well, yeah, I won 50 bucks when at any moment, if I didn't hit those points, I got $150 at risk. So I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts on it. I just haven't seen it play out well unless you can get those long rolls where you're rolling points. But if you are and you're rolling them, you know, back and forth, again, like any strategy, you just need the dice to go in your favor to win. So this one just doesn't happen to be one of my favorites. So however you like to play, 3-point Molly, some other way, good luck on coloring up.